what is SAP? So this is the abbreviation. So system application and data processing, right? So SAP is an ERP. Okay. If you can see in any business, we have various departments are there, right? So if you can see, we have HR department is there. So HR department we can able to see, right? So in any business, so we have finance department is there. Finance department is there, and quality management is there. Quality management is there, and production is there. Department, right? So and sales department is there. Sales department, right? And purchase department is also there. Just department. So if you can see in any business, we can able to see these all departments. So without any purchase department, we can't able to track the purchases, how many purchases we happened in this month or in this year. Without sales department, how many sales we happen in that, right? So we can't able to track without any this department. We can't able to track production. If there is a no production department, so how we will track how much storage location in our material is there, right? So how much stock it is there, how much we need to produce that particular stock, right? So we don't track without anything. So why we are discussing this means, so in SAP we have all the solutions for all these departments, but whereas in any other softwares like Oracle, people only for particular department only, but SAP will give solutions for all these departments which we have in any enterprise structure and any business. So that's why most of the companies will use SAP, because so we have all the solutions for all the departments, right? So that's why they will use only SAP. So if you can see, we have many more ERP softwares are there. So what are the softwares? For example, Oracle is there, right? So in market we have Oracle. So Oracle also one ERP, but Oracle will give only solution for finance department only. Okay. So Oracle will give only solution for finance department. So another software we have PeopleSoft is there. So they will give solution for only HR department only. Sibyl is there. So they will give only CRM only, right? So these are the ERP softwares which we have in our industries, right? So you can see SAP give all the departments solutions, but whereas these softwares will give only particular department solution only. So that's why most of the companies will use SAP only. So if for example, one company is there, so he will using Oracle, so he will give only finance department, but he have a problem in HR department, for example, then what he will do? So he need to install PeopleSoft as well. So that means the price will be increasing, right? So he need to, the storage also increasing, and he need to develop the servers also increasing. That means lot of cost is going on, right? So two softwares, two license we need to purchase, right? So for that only, so if you install SAP, then you will have all the solutions, right? So you no need to go for another software. So that's why most of the companies will use SAP only. And in our market, in our software market, so 85 to 90% companies are using SAP only. Okay. So now the SAP of the growth is good. So we can able to join SAP. Okay. So you can go any country, you can give, you can get job as well. So we have all these departments you have seen. So in SAP, we have different modules, right? What are the modules? For example, we have SAP technical module is there. Technical modules and functional modules. Functional technical modules means we need to know the coding related. So in all these technical modules, we need to know coding knowledge. Okay, for example, ABAP, you can say BASIS, you can say FICO, not FICO, PM is there, right? CS is there, EWM is there, FI is there, right? So these are all related to technical modules, and functional modules is nothing but MM is there, right? SD is there. So ours is SD. So SD is nothing but a functional module. So here we no need to touch with the coding. Okay, we no need to come from the coding background. Okay, so that is a functional module. So ours is functional module. So SD. So SD is nothing but sales and distribution, right? So let me write it down here. Sales and distribution. So this is a functional module. So ours is functional module, right? So we need to handle SAP GUI. Okay, so we'll see. So why we are preferring? So why most of the companies preferring SAP? So for example, if you got doubt, so why most of the companies use SAP means, so SAP gives all the department solutions in enterprise structure to gain success, right? So just now we have seen. So SAP give all the solution, whereas another ERPs are giving only for particular department solutions only. So that's why most of the people is using SAP, right? So one other solution in another point. So SAP is a tightly integrated product. So that means, for example, MM is doing some work in the particular product now. So SD want to know, so where was the work now? So SD also easily track the particular work, what he is doing now. So that is nothing but it is a tightly integrated product. So which means if we update something in one department, we can able to reflect in the other department as well. So there is no need to inform to other department, right? So we can, so I have done this work now. So we no need to inform to the other module. We can able to track as well. So that is nothing but tightly integrated, right? So we no need to call to the other person, other department. So I have done this work today. I have done this work today, right? So here everyone can see other department works. Okay, so that is nothing but tightly integrated products. We can easily track. Okay, and also data security. So high data security is there in a SAP. So that's why most people are preferring to install SAP in their companies. Okay, for example, if any other company wants to install SAPs, then what he need to do? So now SAP has introduced some, SAP has suggested to some install 3 servers in their company. So what are those servers? So SAP suggested these servers. Okay, so where we will do work means we will work in these servers only. Okay, so what are these servers mean? We will see. So minimum 3 servers should be installed in the any company, minimum. So you can use n number of servers, but minimum you need to install 3 servers. So what are those servers? We'll see now. Okay, so we'll install first server is development server. Development server. So next we need to install quality server. And next one we need to install production server. So these server must be installed if you want to implement SAP in your systems. So you need to install these 3 servers. So development server, quality server, and production server. So what is development server and what is quality server and what is production server means we'll see now. So development server. So these server will use to configure the client business process into SAP. So when he is coming towards SAP, when he is installing new software in their systems, SAP, then what we will do, we will configure all the business process, right? Whatever the old business process is there, that process we need to configure in the SAP as well. So that project will done in the development server only. So development server is nothing but, so we need to configure the client business process into SAP. Okay, so who will responsible for this development server means, who will involve here means consultant will involve here. Consultant is nothing but us, right? So we will involve here, we will configure all the business process of the client. Okay, in the development server. So we will configure all the business process of the client business, right? So next we have quality server is there. So what is a quality server? So whatever the scenarios we are doing, right? So whatever the, for example, we are get some error. So we need to test the scenario. For example, I got some error, so I have solved that. But so before going to install in the live project, we need to check, right? So where we will check means in the quality server. We will deploy that solution here. We will check the scenario. If it is work done, then we will install in the live server, right? So that is nothing but quality server. There, what we will do means we will test the scenarios, and quality server will use it to consultant and the core user. So who will responsible here? Who will involve? Core users and consultants. Users and consultant will involve in the quality server. So here they will test the scenarios, okay, in the quality server. That is nothing but quality server. So next we have production server. So production server is nothing but it is a live server. Okay. So live server is nothing but where the end user will work day-to-day transactions. End user will do day-to-day transaction. So it is nothing but live server. Okay, that is nothing but production server. Okay, so the end user will do day-to-day transactions here. So who will involve here? Only the end user. Okay. So development server will do. Why will use this development server means to configure the client business process, and the consultant will involve in this development server. So quality server means so we will test the scenarios of the particular error or particular solutions. So who will responsible? Who will involve here? Core users and the consultant. So core user is nothing but here whoever having the 10+ years of experience, more than 10+ years of experience, and also who will have complete knowledge on the client business. Them we call as a core users. Okay. So core users and consultants. So consultant means you already know us, right? So production server is nothing but live server. So whoever the using SAP, right, in the day-to-day transaction. So them we called as an end user. So that is they will use this production server. That is nothing but live server. Okay, these three servers have introduced. So if you want to install SAP, so SAP is suggested 3 servers. Those servers are development server, quality server, and production server. Right. So this is about servers. So what is the architecture of SAP now? So we'll see architecture of SAP. So what is the architecture of SAP? So we'll see now. The architecture of SAP is nothing but divided into 3 types. Okay, one is application layer, layer, and presentation layer, and third one is database layer. Database layer. So the architecture of SAP is 3 types. One is presentation layer and application layer and database layer. So what is the presentation layer here? So presentation layer is nothing but systems. I will just show you the picture, then you can able to understand much better. Right. So this is the architecture of SAP. So SAP, the architecture of SAP is 3-tier architecture. So why we call 3-tier architecture means, so you can see, so we have 3 types of layers, right? One is presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. So here you can see this picture. So presentation layer is nothing but systems where the end user can see the screen, right? So that is nothing but presentation layer. So these are the systems you can see. These square boxes are the system. So he will work on the system. That system we called as a presentation layer. So end user will see, right? End user will work here. That is nothing but presentation layer. So whereas we have application layer. What is application layer? Application layer is nothing but the SAP software or SAP GUI. So that software is installed in the all the systems, right? So that is nothing but application layer. That is nothing but a software, SAP software. That is the application layer. Next, database layer. What is the database layer? So whatever the end user will save the data, right? Whatever the end user will do the day-to-day transaction, right? So that transaction will save in one database, right? Database is nothing but one storage location, storage area, right? Like a memory. So all the data will save in the database. So that we call as a database layer. So whatever the end user works here, the day-to-day transaction, that will where he will enter. So he will enter all the details some in the software, right? That is nothing but application, right? So from the application layer, the data will move into the database. There we can able to store the data of the particular transactions, right? So that is nothing but three-tier architecture. That is a architecture of SAP. So presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. So presentation layer, whatever the data he will enter, that data will where he will enter, the data he will enter in the application layer. That is nothing but the data will send it to the application layer, and that application will send it to the database, and he will store the data here. Okay, so that is the architecture of SAP. So presentation layer, application layer, and database layer. So these are the architecture of SAP. We call this as a three-tier architecture. Okay, I'll just write it down here. Okay, three-tier architecture. Now we'll see. So how, if you want to, for example, if any business want to install SAP in their system, so what he need to do, right? We have seen. So we need to install 3 servers, and right. So quality development server, quality server, and production server. How the SAP will install in the business process, we'll see. So in SAP we have 3 kinds of projects, right? So projects, we'll discuss about the projects now. So first project, so if the client want to install SAP into their business systems, right? So in that, so what we need to do, we tell as it is an implementation project, because he is implementing SAP into their system, right? That comes under in the implementation project. So here what we will do, here we will install all the SAP systems into their systems, SAP servers into their systems, and as well. So we will give all the solutions here. So we will configure all the client business details, right? So whatever the previous business process is there, that client business we will install into the SAP. So whatever the details is there, that will configure in the SAP. So this is the about implementation project. So here we will, whatever the old business process is there, so that old business data will store into the SAP. That comes under in the implementation project. So next we have support project. So what we will do in the support project, for example, if you have in the support project, then so whatever the implementation is done, so already is installed, already whatever the old data is there, that is implemented into the SAP, it is okay. So whenever the client side is using SAP, then he is getting some errors. So whatever the errors he is getting, so he will raise in the tickets wise. So whatever the tickets we will get, so that tickets will solve in the support project. So if you are in support project, you will get tickets. Okay, that tickets, based on your tickets, you need to solve the solutions. Okay, you will get that errors in the tickets, so you can see the errors and you need to solve in the project. So that work we'll do in the support project. Okay, we'll get the tickets we need to solve in the support project. So next we have rollout project. Rollout project. What is the rollout project? Is nothing but, so for example, already one company is installed SAP in the India. Okay, one plant is there, one company is there. So that company, for example, A company is there. Okay, A is our company. So it is in India, right? So it is a company. So it is located in India. So what happens? So A want to expand their business in the US as well. So if he want to install another business in the US, right? So that comes under in the rollout project. So if you want to install one company code, so then we call it as a company called rollout. So there we'll create company codes. So if you want to, if the company wants to install plant in the other location, then we call as a plant rollout project. Okay, so that is nothing but rollout project. So the already is using SAP though, but he want to install plants or companies in the other location, then that comes under in the rollout project. Okay, these three kinds of project which involve in the SAP. So one is implementation project, one is support project, one is a rollout project. So we'll see. So who will win the, so what we will do in the implementation project, we'll see now. Okay. So first we'll discuss about the implementation project. So here who will responsible in the implementation project, who will involve in the implementation project means, so here you can see. So as a consultant, we will place in the either implementation project or support project or rollout project or upgrade project. Okay. Implementation project we are discussing about. So now you can see how we'll configure means we have some methodology. That methodology we called it as a ASAP methodology. ASAP methodology. So based on this ASAP methodology, we will install our client business process into SAP. So we'll see what is this ASAP methodology now. So ASAP methodologies consist of 5 steps. Okay, we will see what are those. So first one, project preparation phase. Project preparation phase. Okay. So how we implement means we'll see. So based on these methodologies, we will complete our implementation project. So step by step, it is a step by step process. So first we need to complete project preparation phase, then only we move to another phase. Okay, it is a step by step process. Okay, after project preparation phase, we will go to the BPP, that is business blueprint. Business blueprint, and next third one, realization. Preparation, and fifth one, live and one support. So this is the ASAP methodology. So based on this methodology, we will implement our client business into our SAP. Okay. So how will install, how will configure means, so based on this ASAP methodology, we will configure the client business process into SAP. Okay. So first we'll see. So what is this project preparation phase here? So we'll see now. So in the project preparation phase, so who will involve here? So all the head departments. So head means from the HR to HR and above department will involve in the project preparation phase. As a consultant, we won't involve in the project preparation phase. For example, so who will involve means, so delivery head is there, so he will involve here. So technical head expert is there, he will involve here. Project management is there, so he will involve here, right? So board will complete board will involve in the project preparation phase. They will discuss here. So how to install, so whatever the price, whatever the license cost. So all are the head of the departments will involve in the project preparation phase. As a consultant, we won't involve in the project preparation phase. Okay. So what they will do here, so they will discuss about the user licenses. So how many licenses you want, how many systems you want to install in your company, right? How many systems you have, how many systems does support SAP, how many systems does not support SAP in their system. That all the details will discuss in the project preparation. Like infrastructure, they will discuss implementation partners and consultant facilities. So how many consultant will required for the particular implementation project. So those all the details will discuss in the project preparation phase. Only discussion will happen in the project preparation phase. For example, the client said, I want 1,000 systems. So 1,000 system means, so whatever the cost it is. So for example, for 1,000 systems, we have for each user license, we have some cost. So it will multiply. So they will calculate all this. So 1000 system means, so this is the cost. So each license cost is this much. So they will discuss these details in the project preparation phase. So if we okay with that, then we will tell the client. So for example, he want 1000 systems. So for 1000 systems, you need this many consultants. So you need a SD consultant, you require this many, and consultant, you need this many numbers, right? So they will all this discuss will happen in the project preparation phase. Okay. So if it is okay, then it will move it to the business blueprint. So in the business blueprint, consultant will be responsible here. Okay. After all the discussions, they will move to all the project will move to the consultants. Okay. So what happens? So you need to do this work, you need to install, you need to configure this work. So it will distribute to all the modules in the business blueprint. So here consultant will involve in the business blueprint. Okay. Here we will work in the business blueprint. But in the whereas project preparation phase, only head of the department will involve there. So they will start a kickoff meeting. So kickoff meeting is nothing but immediate meeting. So they will involve all the head of the department from business side and as well as company side. Okay, both the departments, I mean our client side and as well our company side. So both side head of the department will involve in the project preparation phase. So they will discuss about the project. Okay. So that is project preparation phase. After that, that project will move into the business blueprint. So there the project will distribute it into the different consultants, right? So that we will do in the business blueprint. So here, so what we will do here in the business blueprint, we will configure all the business process. So how we'll configure, how we'll know the details of the particular business means. So in the business blueprint, so what happened? So they will create two documents. One is as is document and as well to be document. So they will write it down here. Okay. So in the business blueprint, so it comes here. I will just write it down here. So they will prepare two documents. One is as is document. Write it down. So as is document and to be document. In the business blueprint, these two documents will create. Okay. So what is as is document and what is to be document, we'll see. So as is document is nothing but whatever the client old business is there, right? Old data. That data will maintain in the as is document. Okay. So whatever, for example, so his company name is, for example, Apollo, right? So old name. So that will maintain in the as is document. So to be document is nothing but whatever the changes we going to do, that we will maintain in the to be document. For example, his company name is Apollo. So what happened in the to be document? So he want to change that company name to another name. So he want to maintain Apollo Pharma, right? So Apollo Pharmacy he want to change. So that is nothing but the changes will be maintained in the to be document. The old details will be written down in the as is document, right? So they will maintain all the old details in the as is document. So with the old details, we will configure new details in the new details we will maintain in the to be document. So these two documents will maintain in the business blueprint. Okay. So as is document is nothing but we will take the all the old business of the particular client, and after taking the old business, so we will maintain new structure here. So whatever the changes we are doing, so that changes we will maintain in the to be document. So that will done in the business blueprint. Okay, and as well we will maintain here all these details. Okay. So then after maintaining this, after maintaining to be document, so whatever the changes we have done, then we'll do the sign off. Sign off is nothing but okay, we are done with this process, done with this methodology, done with this phase. Then after sign off, that project will move into the realization phase. Okay. So the system will move into the, I mean that project will move into the another phase. That is the third phase, that is a realization phase. Okay, in the realization, what happened here? So whatever the details we will maintain in the to be document, right? So based on this to be document, we will configure here. So whatever the to be document details we have maintained. So for example, he want to change Apollo to Apollo Pharma, and for example, Hyderabad plan to he want to shift to Delhi plan. So right, so all the details we will maintain here. Here we will not configuring here. Okay, we are just taking the old details, and with the reference of the old details, we are creating new details. Right, we are maintaining new details, but still we have not configured here. We are just maintained a document here. Right. So based on this to be document, in the realization phase, we will configure now. Okay. So whatever the old is Apollo Pharma and new is he want to maintain Apollo Pharmacy. For example, that Apollo Pharmacy will configure in the realization phase. So whatever the details we have maintained the to be document, that all these configurations. So the configuration part comes in the realization phase. Okay. So in the realization phase, we'll do all the client business process. How we'll know means, so based on the as is and to be document, we will take the details and we will configure whatever the SD related is there, that will configure in the realization phase. So that we will do in the realization phase. So after configuring all the details as per the to be document, we will do the sign off. Sign off is nothing but we are done with the this phase. Then we'll get this sign off from the our HR or I mean our head of the department. Then our project will move into the final preparation phase. Okay. So that is a final preparation phase. So what is a final preparation phase is nothing but so whatever here, so they will check the all the details here. So whatever we have configured, right? So that details will test here. In the final preparation means, so okay, so those details are correct or not. So Apollo is there. So Apollo Pharmacy. So we have maintained correct or not. So all the details will look into the final preparation phase. They will test the scenarios as well. Okay, it is showing correctly or not. Okay, so that will done in the final preparation phase. So here they will do the testing, whatever the test they want to test. So they will test the all the scenarios here. So whatever we will configure here in the final preparation phase, they will test. So all the scenarios is correct or not, all the details are correct or not. So they will test in the final preparation phase. So after this final preparation phase, we'll go into the go live and support. So if everything was good, so after configuration, they will test. So if the test is good, so everything was good, then they will do the sign off. So after sign off, then we will move to the another phase, that is go live and support. Okay. So in the final preparation phase, so we'll give the all the testings and as well as we'll give the training as well here. So who will give the training here? As a consultant, we need to give the training to the business side because they don't know what is SAP, right? So they only know how to create order and how to create material, how to create a customer details. That only they will know. So how the SAP will use means we need to train the business side. So here in the final preparation only we will give the training as well. Okay. So after that we will move to the go live and support. So here what we need to do, some of the clients from our business side, I mean from our company side, they will move to the business side. Okay. For example, as SD consultant 5 members or consultant 5 members. So they will move to the business location. Okay. For example, our client is Apollo Pharmacy. So they are in Hyderabad. So our company is in Delhi, for example. So from this Delhi office, these clients the consultant will move to the business side. That means Hyderabad Apollo Pharmacy companies, they will go there and they will give training to their end users. And if there is any errors, then we will solve in the go live and support. So it is nothing but support project only. So they will raise the tickets. So we will solve here. So go live and support means, so from our company, our consultant will go to the business side. So there we'll give the support. So that is nothing but go live and support. So based on this ASAP methodology, we will do this implementation project. Okay. So what are the configurations we have done? That the configuration done in the realization phase only. Okay, only in the realization phase we will do the configurations. Okay, how we will do the configuration means based on the to be and as is document. So based on the old details and the new details he want to do, based on this we will configure here. Okay. So that is about implementation project. So next we have, so After implementation project, we have support project. So you already know support project is nothing but we will do the support here. So whatever the business, they will get errors, right? That errors will comes as a tickets. So based on the tickets, so we will take the tickets and we will solve. So these tickets are two types. One is high risk, medium risk, and low risk. Okay, low level and medium level and high level. So based on this tickets, we will solve. So if it is a high level ticket, so what we need to do? So he need to do immediately. So he need to take immediately and he need to resolve that error immediately. So low level and medium level means it will take some time. So 1 day or 24 hours or 12 hours, like this timings will be. So based on the tickets, we will solve the errors. Okay, that is done in the support project. So rollout project is nothing but you already know. So whatever the client want to upgrade their company into another area, in that scenario we will use rollout projects, right? Rollout projects. So if the client want to install new plant, then we call as a planned rollout. If the client want to install new, already he is using SAP, but he want to install new things in the different areas, then that comes under in the rollout project. Okay, so if you want to maintain one new company code, then we'll call as a company code rollout. So if you want to install a new plant in a different location, then we call as a planned rollout, right? So if you want to upgrade their versions, one version to another version, then will comes in the upgradation rollout project. Okay. So those were the 3 projects which includes in the SAP. Okay. So this is about complete introduction of the SAP.